Hi guys, today I'm going to talk about the HTML attributes. HTML attributes provide additional information about the HTML elements, and all the HTML elements can have attributes. And you can also see written over here that HTML provide additional information about elements, um, a specific tag, and also usually come in the form of like name value pairs like name equals to with apostrophe and then the value inside in that. So the first attribute that we have is href, and you can see that the element that we use is a, and actually reference with the hyperlink. The hyperlink reference attribute specifies the URL. URL, also known as universal resource locator, of the page the link goes to. Now we do have an example of here. Let's just copy this one and my apologies, and paste in here. And what we do is like we have the a element referencing this URL, and a text in between the tags, opening tags and end tag, and it says visit W3 schools. Let's just save that, go back on the website, refresh the page, and you will see there is a link over here which says visit W3 schools. If I click that, it'll actually bring me to the website. So it's basically helping you to locating a particular website or any resource, whether it's within the root folder or it's actually globally access, you know, a website or anything. Let's suppose if I want to actually add a link to the basic.html, which is inside this root folder, and I'll say visit basic.html file. Let's save that, refresh the page. It says visit basic HTML file. Let's just bring this up and we will come up to this particular file. So what we understand by this actually is that either we can access resource links, or we can also be um, able to actually access the root folder files as well. So I'll save this again with the same link saying that visit w3schools.com. Let's save that, refresh the page, it goes back again, and we are on the same website. Furthermore, we can also see that the source attribute, the image tag, is used to embed an image in a HTML page. The source attribute specify the path to the image to be displayed, so we can also specify the image with the source file. Let's just copy this one. Since we don't have an image, we won't be actually able to see any images over here. So I've just added it, and you can see like this is the um, one. Let's just find some image from the Google and say beautiful sea, and take any of the pictures over here. I'll just go in the HDocs, HTML course, and set this image as C. Now it's in the folder, root folder, so it'll be easy to be able to access the file over here. So I'll just say c.jpg, save that file, refresh it, and you'll see the image over here. What we can do is like we can just go ahead, copy a particular image, and we will be able to access that with there. Now if I do the same thing, but this time I just copy the image address and go there and paste in here. Now if I go ahead and actually refresh the page, you will see you can still actually have the image over here. So that's just another way to actually locate the file. Now there are two ways to specify the URL in the source attribute. Absolute URL, the one we just did with the source URL inside the particular source element. External images might be under copyright, so if you do not get a permission to use it, you may be in violation of a copyright law. So what it says is like, let's suppose if I take this picture, but it's used by some particular website and they don't allow you to use it for your own resources, you can actually have a copyright violation. Relative URL links to an image that is hosted within the website. Here, the URL does not include the domain name. The URL does begins with the slash. It'll be relative to the current page. The way I just said to you that like if I have an image over here and I'm actually locating that file within the same root folder, that's how it says the relative URL. So it's also said like it's mostly always best to use the relative URLs. They will not break if you change the domain. So what it means is like let's suppose I'm actually on a particular website and I'm using this URL and the website is down. I'll not be able to access that file if I'm using a globally access URL. But let's suppose if I have a root image in the folder, no matter what happens, if I change the domain, it will still be in that folder, so that doesn't affect too much. That's how it is recommended to use the relative URLs rather than actually having an absolute URL. Now, moving further, we will be talking about the width and the height attributes. The image tag should also contain the width and the height attributes, which specifies the width and the height of the images. So over here we do have an option to actually give the height and the width to the specific uh, image. Let's just do that to the same URL. We will just enter c.jpg and let's just give them a height of a width of 500 and 600 height. Let's just refresh. It goes back again with the same one since we do have another one, so we will just remove that. So just okay, yeah. So here's the thing. Uh, the image is on the side just for the fact that the height was given like that, um, just to show you like how it works. So you can also change that to 300 height and 200 200 height. Yeah, so it looks much better. Now alternative attribute. So the required alternative attribute or ALT attribute for the image text specifies an alternate text for an image. If the image for some reason cannot be displayed, this can be due to slow connection or error. The source attribute or if the user uses screen reader. So what it says is like let's suppose if this image is not able to upload due to slow connection, like sometimes the internet gets slow, what will happen is this alternate attribute will just come up on the website and it will show you at least what the what the image is about. So let's suppose what we do is like we will write this is an image of the sea. So what will happen if like reloading, now the internet is perfect, so but if it doesn't load up, so this alternative attribute will show up on here, the specific image, just to show you that there was an image, but it won't be able to load just because the internet is slow. So that's what it is for. So the same example over here. And what else? Okay, the style attribute. So in the style attribute, we can actually give us style a particular element, not that fancy. Let's just copy this one. You can also do the internal styling as well rather than using CSS. So over here what it does is just using an element of style, you're giving it a color of red, and then this particular text will become a red, which is within the p paragraph. So let's just save that and refresh it. So over here you can see this is red. So you can also give a height, font, width, and everything can be included. But this sort of styling is not recommended since it cannot be used again and again. It's just not recommended by the W3 standards as well. So moving on, I guess this is the perfect example. I will just give you this link so you can go ahead and see like what other attributes are over are actually available for your own practice. Just go with that. If you have any questions, just give me in the comments box, and I'll also suggest you to kindly subscribe my channel if you haven't. It means a lot for me, so I can actually grow this channel for more future learning as well. Thank you.